Hi Tera fans, this is Tera Solo Gamer. I have been meaning to do this video for a while. I am going to be talking about getting to hunting level 60 for the shiny gold Alpha Go title, which you can see right there on my brawler, quickly. Now some of you may not want to do it quickly, you may want to do it slowly, take your time, do a little bit at a time. I have 5 characters with that title, and each of them did it in about 3 weeks. And I have a warning in every one of the descriptions for every one of my videos telling people, if you do not like lengthy explanatory videos, don't watch my videos. This is going to be the lengthiest, most explanatory video I have done thus far. So I'm actually going to give you some of the highlights right now, in case you don't want to watch the whole video. Or if you want to skip ahead to certain pieces of the video, just to see. For each of my characters who has the level 60 hunting Alpha Go title, I focus on all of the level 68 world BAMs that also provide large enchanting material drops, and I do have an individual video for each of those if you want to go check those out, or I have one mass video that simply shows the location of all 6 of them so you know where they are, and then I actually do a fly through on each of them if you want to watch, because you are not that good at reading maps or whatever. I still recommend that method. Oh, and I also do the level 65 world BAMs, 3 specific ones. Kazan, Hammar, and Humedras, and I have one video that covers all 3 of them. Now in some of my other videos I've already given some of the tips about how to calculate what your hunting experience points are going to be that you get for each one. Now, of course, I can't see it here because she already has the Alpha Go title, but it works the same for any of them. Life level, I did a special video where I showed myself getting 3 more of my characters to life level 60 in 5 days during a Stormcry Enchanting event. And I already had 3 that had life level 60, so now I have 6 characters that have the loose cannon title, shiny gold title, for life level 60. But you can see how the points work here. It shows you what you have, how many you need for the next level. That'll all be covered in this video. So because the game does not tell you before you fight something or before you do a dungeon how many hunting level experience points you're going to get for it. You have to figure that out on your own, so you need to write down your points before you start a fight, and then check your points after you killed the monster or completed that dungeon or done whatever. And again, that'll all be covered in detail in the video, but that's the synopsis of how to at least figure out which BAMs or which dungeons or which whatevers you plan to go for to work towards your hunting level 60. And again, you can power through it. All 5 of mine got it in 3 weeks each. It is a grind, but they were able to do it in 3 weeks with the level 68 BAMs and the level 65 BAMs, except Linyphi, who does not give nearly as many points as any of the 65s or the 68s that I covered. I don't know why, but I don't normally hunt Linyphi when I'm doing that. And in this video, I actually tried a few other little things. I went into Sabex Armory, got 750 points. All these point values I'm talking about right now are with hunting experience boosted by Elite Gold, and I have a hunting experience boost level 2, which I cover in the video where to buy it, and then I cover sometimes where you get free drops. We actually have one coming up in the leveling event. So these points are boosted. That's why I always recommend you always check your own points before and after a fight, just so that you know for sure with the boost you do or do not have how many points you'll be getting for each one, because that's the way I like to do it. I like to plan ahead. Now, if you don't care and you just think, well, someday I'll get to level 60, I don't really care. I'll show you in the menu when I get to my Valkyrie, because I use my Valkyrie in this one. She's one of my characters who has the level 60 life, but she doesn't have hunting level 60, so you're actually able to watch the experience points under the hunting level. But it'll work the same as like life there, where it shows you up there what your XP sources are. And I will show you when I get to the Valkyrie, and she's actually doing the entire rest of the video. But the 5 of the level 68 world BAMs, and I have individual videos for each of them. I have done some of this kind of commentary for each of those world BAMs to even in those videos show you how to calculate your experience points. And I do recall that in a few of those videos I was a little iffy on the math and a little confused on what my point value actually ended up being. But in this video, it's much more clear and concise for each one. So for the level 68 World BAMs with Elite Gold active and with the Hunting Boost level 2 active, each 5 out of the 6 are worth 2,500 points each, which is why I kept getting confused on a couple of my previous videos, because the math didn't seem to work right, and I knew what they should be worth because I've been hunting them for many years. And then when they first started this special 4-level system thing only about a year ago or so, this is actually kind of a new thing where you get these shiny gold titles for this, which is awesome for us solo players who don't do multiplayer dungeons. We have no interest in having to, rely on 4 other people to carry us through something. We like doing stuff on our own. So I've been hunting them and tracking them and doing the points, for about a year now. And now you'll see in the video for sure, 5 out of the 6 level 68 World BAMs with Elite Gold, Hunting Boost level 2 active, you will get 2,500 points each. Linyphi, which I already knew didn't give me nearly as many points, which is why I do not hunt him when I'm trying to rush to level 60 hunting. Linyphi gives me 700 points in this video. The 3 level 65 BAMs that I cover in a separate video on its own for all 3, Kazan, Hammar, and Humedras, each of them gives me 2,000 points with those boots that I've already talked about. So Linyphi doesn't even give me half the point value as any of the level 65 World BAMs. I don't know why. I don't know if it's some mistake. Bluehole just forgot to add points to Linyphi, because I don't know. And in this video, I was actually shocked because I decided to go and do Sabex Armory because it's a level 60 to 65 dungeon, which means technically it is a 65 dungeon. And it actually, Sabex Armory. And when I got done with it, Sabex ended up giving me 750 points with those particular boosts active, which is better even than Linyphi, but Sabex Armory doesn't take nearly as long if you're level 65 and geared up, because you can run right through it in a few minutes. Macellarius Catacombs I decided to test out as well, because you can easily solo it if you're level 65. I mean, you could probably be in Frost Metal or something and solo it easily. I've soloed it plenty of times when I get to like level 63, because I don't do dungeons with other people. I've always soloed all the dungeons that are the leveling type ones. But Macellarius Catacombs surprised me, because you'll see in the video 2,875 points, and it takes only a few minutes to rush through it if you're level 65, and you can easily solo it at level 65. So 2,875 points is better even than the 2,500 points that I get for 5 of the 6 level 68 World BAMs. So if I had known that previously, I would have been working that into my rotation to see, or to get more points more quickly. I would have been doing that as many times every day as I could in between hunting the level 68 and level 65 World BAMs. And another thing I tested, simply because a lot of times I will see people in global chat. Let me go find it. In global chat asking, hey, how can I get to hunting level 60 quickly? I can't even tell you how many times I've seen people respond, hunt the Kumasis in Tera. Okay, so I figured I would test that out. I checked it. After killing 30 of the Kumasis, which is what it takes to get a Vanguard request reward, you can see here. If you're going for the Vanguard rewards, go for it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to get Vanguard credits and extra item XP. They drop quite a few bonus material box 2s. So nothing wrong with it, and every point counts. But after killing 30 of them, 210 points. And I actually killed one individually, which showed, 7 whole points, which the math actually works out. By the time you do 30 and you divide that, 210 by 30, you get 7 points. So each of the Lithikumas in contaminated in Sealywood there, you can see it right there on the Vanguard request missions. Each of them is only worth 7 points. So if you go through and do the entire 30, you get your Vanguard rewards, you're only going to get 210 points. So if you're not ready to fight World BAMs yet, go ahead and do those. I mean, every point counts, you know. And if you're not in a hurry, like me, like I said, all 5 of mine I did in about 3 weeks each. But you don't care if you get it in a few months, few years. You just want to know what things you can do to work towards it. Go ahead and fight them and you know, continue working towards it. And there's a lot of things in gaming you can do, because you will, like I said before, you will just go to your hunting level, and you'll see it later on when my Valkyrie starts up, what the actual different things are, because you can do dungeons, you can fight BAMs and do all kind of things. But I want to show you specifically again how to calculate your hunting level experience points that you will see in the video before you fight, then after you fight, so that you know for your own game, the way you want to play it, which things you really want to do, the things you enjoy doing, which things are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, which things are going to give you the most points if you're in a hurry. And again, if you're not in a hurry, every point counts. Go ahead and do those Lithikumas. They're not worth very many points at all, but they still add up over time, especially if you are doing them 16 times every day because you want the Vanguard points, or you want those bonus material boxes, or whatever. Nothing wrong with it at all, you know, because they do at least give you points. And that's the whole point of this video, show you a few different options that you can do as a solo player. And of course, if you're one of those people who actually does multiplayer dungeons, you're not a solo player, do the same method with those kind of dungeons. Before you go in there with 4 other people, write down your experience points under hunting. By the time you exit the dungeon, go back to your hunting experience points, see how many you have now, subtract the 2, and now you know every time you do that dungeon, that's how many hunting level experience points you're going to get. And that's the way it works for all of these things. Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and give you the brief up front, because actually everything I have told you just now is pretty much a synopsis of this entire video. But in the video, you get to see it for yourself. I'll actually show you the points before I fight something. I'll show you the points after I fight something. When it comes to the level 68 and level 68 world BAMs, I will start to fight them. I will cut ahead to the end of the fight. I'm not going to show you the entire fight with those guys, because that would just be way too long for one video. But if you do want to see their attack patterns or whatever, or you want to see what they drop, I do have an individual video for each of the level 68 world BAMs out there. You can go check them out, get to look at their attack patterns or whatever, and at the end of each video, I show you the enchanting materials that they drop. They drop a lot of enchanting materials. So if you're looking for enchanting materials, then go hunt you some level 68 world BAMs, okay? And I do have one single video for the 3 level 65 world BAMs that give you a lot of points. In my case, with my boost, 2,000 points each. And again, when it comes to each of the level 65 world BAMs, on the crossplay server, each of them is in a region that has 3 channels available. So it's actually possible to kill them 9 times, which would give you 18,000 points. Now the only drawback is other people are out there hunting them, either for a feed or because they're working on their hunting level. So you're not always going to get to catch them. But I do mention in the video, when it comes to the 3 level 65 world BAMs, they respawn right about every 3 hours. You kill it, you go back 3 hours later, it's probably going to be there. I normally only see a deviation of no more than 15 to 20 minutes either before or after the 3 hours ago when you killed it. So they are pretty stable and reliable as long as you don't have too much competition. And honestly, I have, for the past year or so, when I've been getting, you know, these 5 different characters to Alpha Go, I haven't really had a lot of competition. Sometimes I'll go there and they're not there. Someone else got them. Whatever, I'll go back later, then I'll find them, and then 3 hours later I can get them again, 3 hours later get them again, 3 hours later get them again. And it's not that uncommon for me to get all 3 of them in all 3 channels. So I'm killing them 9 times, you know. And again, that's the 2,000 points a pop if I have my Elite Gold and my Hunter's level experience boost level 2 going. 18,000 points, nothing to sneeze at, you know. And the level 68 world dams, I haven't really had a whole lot of competition with them either. Of course, they spawn much, much later. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this right now. I've been debating even adding it to this video because I don't want more competition, but I probably will get more competition. I think it's been so easy for me to go back and kill the level 68 world bands over and over and over again because so many people are probably still relying on the old videos and web pages that are out there where the level 68 world bands used to respawn anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. Which used to be true, because I've been hunting these guys for years, ever since, you know, Tera came on console. That is no longer true. I started noticing maybe a year ago or so, I can't remember how long, that they weren't respawning between 4 and 6 hours. And I'm telling you right now, with as many of the hundreds of times as I have killed them over the past few years or so to get 5 different characters to Alpha Go, level 60 hunting, and I've had some of my other characters hunting them as well, even though they don't have the Alpha Go title yet. I track them carefully. Every time I kill them, I track the time, write it down, and then later, once I find them, I write that time down. Later in the day, I find them again, I write that time down. From my experience, okay, I'm not saying that I'm a programmer and I know for a fact, but from my experience, the level 68 world bands now respawn anywhere from 5.5 to 9 hours after you kill them. Plenty of times I have gone and caught them at like 5.5 to 6 hours, or anywhere from 8 to 9 hours later. And I'm quite sure I've done it so many times that I don't believe that's a 4 to 6 hour respawn where someone else got them to respawn again after 8, especially when you're talking 5.5 hours. Or 6 hours, or even 7 hours. That would not account for a 4 to 6 hour respawn, someone else getting them to find them because I'm catching them before they could have respawned twice. I kill them somewhere between 5.5 to 9 hours is when they're respawning. And to be honest, the sweet spot seems to be between 6 and 8 hours. The vast majority of the time, I will find them again 6 to 8 hours after I've killed them the last time, level 68 world bands. But sometimes they do happen to pop between 5.5 to 6 hours, and there have been several times, it might have been 8 hours, 50 minutes or something like that, and I'm actually hunting for them, and I see them spawn right in front of my eyes. I've seen them spawn plenty of times just because I hunt them so aggressively when I'm trying to get a character quickly to level 60 hunting. So that's a little tip. If you're still going by the old videos and web pages that used to say that the level 68 world bands respawn every 4 to 6 hours, I'm going to tell you from my experience, I'm not going to say it's a fact because then someone will say, oh, you can't, whatever, you're not a programmer, whatever. I don't care. 5.5 hours to 9 hours. So they made a wider window of when they open up. And I think the reason it's been so easy for me to get them so many times on so many channels, so many times per day, is because a lot of people are giving up after 6 hours. And they're saying, well, they respawn every 4 to 6 hours. It's been over 6 hours now. I quit. I'm just starting to look for them at that point, you know, and I end up catching them again. So that's just a little tip from me. Like I said, I've been tracking and hunting these guys for years. And over the past probably at least year or so, I have seen the respawn times change for the level 68 world bands. I would not go by the 4 to 6 hours anymore because, like I said, I normally find them anywhere from 5.5 to 9 hours. Once I hit that 9 hour mark, I give up. I'm assuming someone else got them while I was somewhere else and I missed out on it. But the vast majority of the time, and like I said, I'm catching these guys, killing them multiple times on multiple channels every day for over a year, tracking my time. So I can say with pretty good confidence, level 68 world band, you kill it, it's going to respawn anywhere from 5.5 to 9 hours later, but the sweet spot is somewhere between 6 and 8 hours. That seems to be the vast majority of the time where I catch them. Okay? Now, I currently have, if you don't want to watch the long, lengthy video, I will be breaking it down into segments. If there's a particular segment that you really want to see, that you're interested in, you can skip ahead to that segment, of the video. But actually all the tips and everything I've given you right now are pretty much everything that I give throughout this video. So if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, that's up to you. You can go ahead and stop watching now, because you're not really going to get a lot more tips, but at least you will get to see all the visuals. Or if you're just bored and you want to watch probably a movie length video, go ahead, you know. Okay, so now I'm going to move on. I'm going to start off by telling everyone that I have 5 characters who have achieved hunting level 60. They have the shiny gold AlphaGo title right there, as you can see. And in this video, I have to use my Valkyrie, who has the shiny gold loose cannon title for life level 60, because that's the only way I can show you the XP for hunting levels, because none of my 5 with the AlphaGo title will show any XP because they're already maxed out. So that won't help you for the purposes of this video, how I'm trying to train you to calculate your experience points for each BAM or each dungeon or whatever, so that you know for your game, however you want to play, whatever your play style is, which types of things you want to go for to work on those levels. And again, each of mine I got to level 60 in about 3 weeks, only with focusing on level 68 world BAMs and the 3 level 65 world BAMs that I cover in another video and cover again in this video. This is my first level 60 hunting character, and she happens to be my main, who has the shiny gold AlphaGo title. She's my brawler. And this is my Sorceress. She is another one of my characters who also has the level 60 hunting AlphaGo title. This is my Gunner. She also has the hunting level 60 shiny gold AlphaGo title. This is my Ninja, who also has the hunting level 60 shiny gold AlphaGo title. And this is my Archer, who also has the hunting level 60 shiny gold AlphaGo title. I will be using my Valkyrie to demonstrate some of the point values for the level 68 world BAMs, because 5 of my characters already have the shiny gold AlphaGo title for life level, or I'm sorry, hunting level 60. She has the gold title for life level 60, so you will still be able to see the point values on her, because of course life level, when it's maxed, there are no points shown, and it'll be the same with hunting, but in her case she hasn't achieved hunting level 60. So we know that before we begin fighting with Divine Reaver, we are currently at hunting level 28. I'm sorry, 28. It's early in the morning. I have not yet had my first cup of coffee. I'm still just on my first few sips, so I'm kind of like, okay. And we're starting out at level 28, and we currently have 3,738 points out of a total of 9,553 necessary for the next level. And having that number is also important, because if one monster that we fight takes us into level 29, we're going to need to know how many points we received to hit level 29, and then be able to add the new points available within level 29 to know what the total number of points was. So that being said, there's big old ugly Divine Reaver. He looks like he's ready for a good fight, so Avante! I'm adding a little voice insert to this thing just to show you something that happened while I was fighting Divine Reaver. It's something I have warned players about in some of my individual level 68 World BAM videos. Haven't had it happen to me in a very long time, but it happened to happen during this fight with Divine Reaver. So I've warned people, when you find any of the level 68 World BAMs, or any BAM for that matter, try to keep it as close to the original spawn spot as possible. If they get too far away from the original spawn spot, they will suddenly take off running like a cartoon character back to the original spawn spot. By the time you catch up to them, they will have reset to 100% HP, and you have to start the fight all over again. So when this video picks back up for a few seconds here, I want you to look immediately at how many HP Divine Reaver has. Then I want you to watch him scurry away like a cartoon character and see what HP he has when I catch back up to him. Okay, now that we have defeated Divine Reaver, we can go take another look at our points for our hunting level. And as we can see, we now have 6,238 points. Still level 28. Started with 3,738 points at level 28, so we didn't change levels. 0. And we get 2,500 points, which is what I expected to get because I hunt these guys all the time. And I know already what the points are. And if you look up near the upper right corner, somewhere near the map, all those little icons across the top, you'll see that golden arrowhead thing, which means that I do currently have my Hunter's bonus activated, which you can get from the Tera store. And it is in consumables, the contents level booster 7 days package. And you get all 4 of the leveling type bonuses if you purchase that. And as you can see, Hunter's experience, hunting level experience gain is increased by 2 times. All of them are the same thing, increased by 2 times. So that's a boost that I have going at the moment, plus Elite Status Gold, which has an additional contents level XP of 50%. So you get a 50% additional contents level XP, whether you're going for PvP, adventure, hunting, or life. So I have those boosts going, so I always recommend that everyone check your own points. Whatever it is you're planning on doing, check your points before you fight any kind of a BAM or you do any other kind of activity that is shown here under your XP sources there, whether it be dungeons, group dungeons, solo dungeons, field name monster hunting, which we're doing right now. If you're level 1 to 64, Vanguard request BAM hunting. And then we get into BAM hunting in fields of above 65 level, which is also basically what we're doing here. And you can see a few of the solo activities you can do there, pit of tracks, blah, blah. You can read all that yourself. And then down at the bottom, it warns you a few things that do not count towards hunting level in that bottom paragraph. So always check your points before you attack something. Check your points right after you're done killing it. You know, that way you know the difference what the point value is, because there's no other way of telling what point value each thing gives you for hunting level experience. So you don't, if you're trying to figure out, okay, what is the best thing I can keep doing to add up to my points quickly, where do I get the biggest bang for my buck? And that there's nothing that shows you that. So you got to figure it out on your own by the method I'm showing you. Okay, now that we have killed Divine Reaver, let's go see if Betsael happens to be at home at the moment. Alright, there's our little buddy Betsael. I'm going to refresh my battle solution. I always recommend refreshing the battle solution, even if nothing else. At least have a yellow battle solution going. What do you want? And before, I almost forgot what I was even doing here. Oh, come on, guys, stop it. Go away. Okay, before we even begin, because I almost forgot about this, we know that we're starting at hunting level 28, and that we have 6,238 points out of 9,553. Okay, those are our starting points before we begin the fight. And have at you, big boy. Okay, and now that we have killed Betsael, we can look at our hunting level points again, and we can see we're still level 28, and we're now at 8,738 points. We started with 6,238 points. And I was doing scribbling and doing my elementary school math subtracting, and we do come up with 2,500 hunting level experience points, as I expected, because again, I have been hunting these guys for many years. But I do want to show you guys not only what some of these point values are for specific monsters, and again, this is with my boosts, Elite Gold, and I have the Hunters leveling boost going up there, that gold arrowhead looking thing on that row of tiny icons up at the top of the screen. And again, I always encourage people, do your own math, look at something before you kill it, look at the points again after you kill it, subtract them, and figure out exactly how many points are worth, so that you know for you personally what your best routes are that you want to fight monsters, or do whatever other activities that are prescribed for hunting level increase, because there's no way of telling just by looking at the screen. It doesn't tell you you will receive this many hunting XP for this particular monster or whatever. Okay, now, and here we are with Yunaras Snaggletooth. And as I have been recommending, we're first going to check our hunting level experience points before we get into the fight. We will keep note of the fact that we are at hunting level 28. In case we jump over the hunting levels, then we'll need to know what the differences were there. But we're starting with, and I'm writing this down, 8,738 points, the same as we had after we killed Betsael, and we need 9,553 points total to get to level 29. And again, that number is important to write down just in case you jump into the next level, because without that number, you're not going to know how many points you had increased before the extra points that were added at the beginning of level 29. All right, there's Big Ugly there, and let's start fighting. Okay, and now that we have defeated Yunaras Snaggletooth, we can go back into our info, to our hunting level points. Okay, we can see we're now hunting level 29, and we only have 1,685 points towards what we need towards 30. And that was the reason I was saying you need to know what your end points are going to be for each level, because in this case, we needed 9,553 total to get to 29. We currently had, at that time, 8,738. We subtract those two. Don't have to borrow one there. Okay. 8. So we were only 815 points away. So we made that 815 points to get to level 29. And once we get to level 29, we got another 1,685 points. Again, I'm writing all this down and doing my math. And which means that we actually got a grand total of, whoops. Alright, math works out. 2,500 experience points, which I was expecting, because again, I hunt these guys all the time, have hunted them for years, and of course back then we didn't have these special loving things. I think they started these like a year ago or so, maybe, it was something like that, that we've had these. But of course, this process I'm showing you right now of how to calculate the point values of different things you can do for your hunting level, it's what I started doing very early on after these first came out, because that's just how I do things. I deal with numbers and spreadsheets and databases and all kind of things all the time. So doing it in this manner is just a logical way for me to do it. Now, let me see. I'll get my hunting level increase bonus for going up to 29. Alright, that was Snaggletooth. Let's go see if Nyxarras happens to be at home today. And I need to be sure I'm writing this down again. Because of the way I have them written down, I want to be sure for each of the monsters I know where I am and what I'm doing. I'm currently level 29. And I'm starting this fight with 1,685 points out of 10,235 that is necessary for the entire level increase. Okay, now we have our points recorded before the fight. Looks like Nyxarras is ready to go. I think I'm ready to go. I got a new Lamborghini because all my other stuff was good, but that was getting ready to run out. So time for a little fun. Okay, and now that we have killed Nyxarras, we can go back into our hunting points. And we are still hunting level 29, so that part did not change, but we are now at 4,185 points. We did have 1,685 points. Do my little bit of elementary school math here. And 2,500 experience points for hunting level for Nyxarras, as I thought it would be, because like I said, I've been tracking these guys for like a year for these points ever since this new system came out. So far we got Divine Reaver and Betsael and Snaggletooth and Nyxarras with the boosts that I have going, Elite Gold and the hunting boost, the little gold arrowhead up at the top of the screen there with the other little icons. And of course, as I always recommend, you do your own math. You know, you check the points before you fight something, you check the points after you killed it, because if you got different boosts going or not going or whatever, your points may be more or less than what my points are. That's one of the bad things about trying to show points in a video like this, is it depends on which boosts each of us have going at the same time, which is why I was trying to be sure you know which boosts I have going, because you probably should get the same boost if you had that 100 bonus going and you have elite gold going, but you're going to want to know if you don't have those exact boosts going on at the same time, what kind of points you can expect to get, so you can decide for yourself in your own game how you want to do it, try to get to your hunting level 60 so you can get your shiny gold Alpha Go title. Again, she has the loose cannon title, not the Alpha Go. She has life level 60, but I had to have someone who actually is not at hunting level 60, because I have 5 characters that are, and they have the Alpha Go title, but of course you can't see point values in there and do what we're trying to do. Okay, that was Nyxarras. Now let's go take a look and see if Tempest Kanash happens to be at home. And there's our little buddy right there. I'm going to pause for a few moments here, simply because my Nictinium is getting ready to expire. I cannot renew that, so I'll wait for 15 seconds for that to cool down. Go ahead and get my other stuff ready that I want to use. Whoops. Almost ready. There goes that. And, of course, as always, before we go into battle, we're going to check our hunting level points, because we're trying to determine how many points do I get. And again, this is something you'll only need to do the first time that you're fighting a particular monster or doing a particular thing that will give you hunting level XP. Because once you've established what your point values are, then you will know which things you're going to want to fight the most, that are going to give you the most point values to help you get to hunting level 60 much more quickly. And we're starting with 4,185 points out of 10,235 necessary for the entire level. And again, both numbers are important in case we jump to the next level, because we'll have to see what points we earned to get to level 30, and then be able to tell from the extra points after level 30 what our total point value was. Although I can guarantee we're not going to the next level with this one, because I already know how many points Tempest Kanash is worth. But I'm demonstrating for everyone's benefit. Okay, I've already got my little boosties going, my little buffs or whatever. So, Tempest Kanash, let's have at it. Now that Tempest Kanash has been defeated, we can go and look at our points again for hunting level. We currently have 6,685 points. We started fighting him with 4,185 points. Which gives us a grand total of 2,500 experience points for Tempest Kanash, with my boosts activated, which are Elite Gold and the Hunting Experience Level 2, the gold arrowhead up in the upper corner there. And again, depending on what boosts you do or do not have going, you will end up with, of course, different points, which is why I always recommend that everyone check their own points before and after hunting. I'm just waiting for my little pet there to finish gathering up my materials before we move on. Okay, he is done with what he needs. What he needs to do. Okay, that is Kazan walking around over there, one of the level 65 world bands. He's very aggressive, so I hope he does not attack me while I'm doing this. But again, we are going to look at how many points we have. We're currently hunting level 29, and we're starting with 6,685 points. out of a possible 10,235 for the entire level. And I already know how much he is going to be worth because I've been hunting these guys for years, and even since the this special hunting and life and whatever leveling thing started maybe a year ago or so. And if you're level 65, you're geared up pretty well. Kazan is pretty easy to kill, won't take long, but I may get knocked down several times simply because I will. Now, I've already done a video with all of the level 65 world bands. I have done individual videos for all the level 68 world bands. I was not in the red. Why did he hit me? Okay, and now that Kazan is dead, we can go back into our points. We now have 8,685 points. We began with 6,685 points, which gives us a grand total of 2,000 hunting experience points that we have just received from Kazan. Okay, I don't know if they've changed any of the point values, but honestly, I normally expect 1,000. But we just saw it. We started with 6,685. We now have 8,685, so we got 2,000 points for him. Maybe I recruited it before without some of my boosts, because right now I do have Elite Gold going, and I do have the Hunter Experience Level 2 up in the upper corner, but for those boosts going, he did give us 2,000 points. So now I'm going to go see if Hammar is at home. Now for these level 65, I'm going to go ahead and show me fighting them because they don't take long at all. The level 68s, I plan on showing you the very beginning of the fight so you can see the points we start with, and then skipping ahead to the end of the fight because I already have level 68 videos for each of the individual level 68 world bands. So there's no point in doing a full fighting video for them because it already exists. If you want to see their attack patterns or anything like that, you can go check out those videos. Okay, and as we can see, we've at, don't bother me. There we go. As we can see, we have achieved our next hunting level. And of course, we had already planned it. Oh man, I messed this up. I forgot to rate it. Oh no, I didn't. I'm good. Because I know for a fact we started with 8,685 points. And I know for a fact from the previous one, because I forgot to put down my points before Hammar, but I know exactly what they were from what we recorded from Kazan. And I know that we needed 10,235 to get to level 30. So now we can actually go into our hunting level points. And we also saw that when we were doing Kazan, what the necessary points were. And now we are at hunting level 30. To get to hunting level 30, the grand total had to be 10,235. When we were done fighting Kazan, we had 8,685. Get my math here. So we needed 2,150 points to get to level 30, which we did. I just needed to get that guy out of the way. And I forgot. We currently have 450 extra points. Which means that Hammar has given us 2,500 points. They must have changed his point values because he was not worth that much before. Wait a minute. Let me double check my math. I may have. Oh, I messed up. Okay, there we go. That's what I did. I was using the wrong. No, I'm not. That's right. Because when we were done with Kazan, we had 8,685. We needed 10,235. That was 2,150. And then once we hit level 30, we got another 450. That's 2,500 points. So I did my math wrong, someone tell me, but it looks like he's worth 2,500 points, which is shocking because he did not used to be worth that much. Not even recently when I was doing some checks. Get my hunting level bonuses. Oh, Potion of Breakthrough. Apparently, I can never remember which level is which, but anytime you need to know what kind of bonuses or rewards you're going to get for each level, just you can see where at the bottom it said view all rewards for each level. Hit the X button on Xbox. PlayStation will tell you which one to hit, and you can look no matter what level you are, as long as you're not level 60. You can go through all the levels and find out what rewards you're going to get if you're planning ahead. Excuse me, for that sort of thing. I'm shocked by how many points I just got, 2,500. But again, my boosts are Elite Gold and that Shiny Gold Arrowhead thing up at the top, which is the Hunting Boost level 2. I may have to go back and do this later because that's kind of unbelievable. Because normally each of these guys has always been worth 1,000 points. But Kazan, we just got 2,000. Again, though, I may have recorded that before without the Hunter Boost thing going. Maybe, at another time. But for Hammar, it'd be 2,500. That's as much as one of the, any 5 of the 6 level 68 bands. Because we have not done, when we get to Linyphi, you'll see Linyphi's not worth nearly as many points as the other 5 of the 6 level 68s. And for a level 65 world band like Hammar to be worth the same as one of those 5 is weird. But I had just done the math like 3 times and it seems to be correct. And again, I was surprised by Kazan's points as well because I thought it was only 1,000 for each of these 3 for the level 65s, and I have a feeling they may have changed the point values recently. For the better, because we're actually getting more points now, which is even faster to get to your hunting level 60. I've been doing them when they were lesser point values. Alright, That is Humedras in the background. Another level 65. Oh, one of my rewards was potion to breakthrough glyph points. Before I do that, let's go to my skills. You can see I currently have 1 glyph point available out of 62, or all the others are applied to my skills there. And if you get one of these as a reward, just drink it, go back to your skills. Now you see I have 2 glyph points available. It gives you an extra glyph point. That's actually a pretty nice little bonus. Probably one of the best bonuses that you can get for the leveling up rewards. Let's see if I have a hot fish buffet on her. I don't think she normally carries those. Nope. I'm going to do fish rivers for him instead of the Lambogogi. You can just go away. Thank you. Alright, now Humedras is one of the 3 level 65s who gives a lot of points for your hunting level increase. I did a special video for the 3 level 65 BAMs that I recommend hunting for your hunting level increase. He is much more dangerous than the other two level 65s. Kazan and Hammar, take them down real easy. If they hit you, I don't even worry about them hitting me. I just stand there and let them because they don't do much damage. Humedras will hurt you. He hits harder than a level 68 BAM. He has at least one attack that can drain about half of my hit points in a single hit. So you have to be careful. He's still on level 65. His eye level's not that great, so you can take him down quickly. And you want to do everything you can to try to take him down quickly because he can hurt you. All right, so be very, very careful when fighting him. Don't. Be sure your eye level and everything else is up. And it's hard to get hits in on him because he is so fast. And I'm sure he'll probably be doing his rapid fire thing later that he usually does, which stops me from even doing some of my attacks. There we go, this red ring in time. Come on, stop that. Stop hitting me! Jesus. And I do go ahead and just take hits when I'm fighting guys, but I suck at dodging. I don't bother trying to dodge and stuff. But that's why I love my brawler so much. That's why my brawler is my main on all 4 of my game attacks. I can just stand there and block. Stay in one spot. I don't have to do all this running and jumping and dodging and whatnot. I hate all that. And he is now dead. Thank goodness. You saw him summon all those little critters there. That's another one of his things he does. It can be dangerous. And I believe he saw me drop down to maybe 60-something% at one point. That's something you rarely see me do, even with a level 68 BAM. But he hits hard. Do not go and see Humedras expecting an easy fight, especially if you don't have yourself geared up enough yet. Okay, but now back to, and that's all covered in my level 65 World Band video where I cover all 3 of them anyway. But let's go back to our points, hunting level. And that was Humedras. Okay, I see my math error that I did with Hammar. Because when I wrote it off to the side to do the subtracting, we had started with 8,685. I accidentally wrote it as 8,085. I left out the... It still doesn't make sense. I'm going to have to do this video over again because something went wrong with my math. I don't know what happened on that. That's just crazy. But we can plainly see, because we know that we started with 450 points, Now we're at 2,450 points, which means for Humedras we actually got 2,000 points. That's an easy one. There's no math error there. So. This Humedras is worth 2,000. I could have sworn all three of these guys were worth 1,000, but now it's looking like they're worth like 2,000. But again, I do have my Hunter Boost level 2, which gives you 2 times hunting experience. Perhaps when I was checking points before, I didn't have that boost going. So I was only getting 1,000 points. So that would make sense. And Hammar, I'm going back and do Hammar's math again, because like I said, I wrote down one of the points wrong. I can see that now when I transcribed it to the side. When I came to Hammar, we had gone into the fight with 8,685, which I accidentally wrote as 8,085. The 6 was kind of slightly, it looked like a 0. So that's where I screwed up. 13 minus 8 is 5. 41. 5. 41, that's a 1. And then we've gotten the 450. Okay. I'm going to add these right now, 1,550 and 450, just to be sure. Even though in my head it works. Okay. Alright, forget what I said about the points for Hammar earlier. Hammar is also worth 2,000 points. So Kazan, Hammar, Humedras, with the boosts that I have going at the moment, which are Elite Gold, which gives you an extra 50%, and the Hunter's Boost level 2 up there. Each of the 3 level 65s that I've just shown you are worth 2,000 points each, with these particular boosts. And the one boost, again, it isn't consumables. You can buy all 4 under the Contents Level Booster 7 days package. Hunter's Experience, hunting level experience gain increased by 2 times. So if you don't have that active, you're going to get 1,000 points for each of them. That's where I'm getting confused. I must not have been using it before when I had checked points. But because that doubles it, I get 2,000 points each for Kazan, Hammar, and Humedras. There you go. And you saw them for yourself. I messed up my math originally with Hammar, but some of you probably caught it before I even caught it. But after I caught it, I redid the math. 2,000 points for each of these 3 level 65 special world BAMs. And there's Linyphi. Finally decided to show up for the show. He wasn't available earlier. He's such a diva. He never shows up on time. I don't know what his problem is. So he wasn't available earlier, so we did the other level 68 world BAMs, and then we went and did the level 65 world BAMs. Now we can finally get around to doing Linyphi here, who I guess was busy out grocery shopping or getting his oil changed, or I don't know what the heck he was doing, but now we can go ahead and look at our point values at the moment. Linyphi's a little out of order from what I was doing for the others, but what we currently have, we are hunting level 30, which we need to know in case we go over on points, which we will not, but 30. And we currently have 2,450 points out of a possible 10,941 to get to level 31, which we're not going to do with Linyphi. And one of the reasons Linyphi may have decided to show up late for the show is because you will see that Linyphi is not worth nearly as many points as any of the other level 68s. I have no idea why, but that is the case. And if I recall correctly, Linyphi's not even worth as much as any of the level 65s. Can't remember for sure. We're about to find out. So, hello Linyphi, welcome to the show. Okay, now that Linyphi is dead, and he deserved to die for showing up so late. We should have been there earlier. Okay, we are still hunting level 30 as I had anticipated. And we currently have 3,150 points. And we began with 2,450 points. A little elementary school math. And that's what I thought. Linyphi with my Elite Gold and my Hunter's Boost level 2. You can see the shiny gold arrowhead thing up there with all the tiny icons at the top of the screen. 700 points was what I got for Linyphi. Each of the level 65 monsters, the special BAMs that I've done a special video for all three of them all together in one. Level 65s, Kazan, Hammar, and Humedras. Each of them, we received 2,000 points with those particular boosts going. The other 5 out of the 6 level 68 special world BAMs that give you all those enchanting drops and are worth a lot of points, Divine Reaver, Betsael, Yunaras Snaggletooth, Nyxarras, and Tempest Kanash. Each of them gave us 2,500 points with these particular boosts going. Linyphi, and I told you before we even started, was going to be worth a lot less points. We received 700 Hunter Experience points for Linyphi. I have no idea why Linyphi is worth so few points compared to the other level 68 world BAMs, and why Linyphi is not even worth the half amount of points of each of the level 65 world BAMs. I don't know. Maybe some kind of mistake the developers made. They forgot to give them enough points or something. I don't know what's going on. But honestly, when I'm working on my hunting levels for any of my characters, I currently have 5 who have the AlphaGo title because they're hunting level 60. I do not hunt Linyphi because it's not worth my time. I get a lot more points going and killing those 3 level 65 BAMs really, really quickly and easily. And don't forget, you do have 3 separate channels for each of the level 65 BAMs. So you can actually potentially kill them 9 times each time. And one of the benefits of the level 65 world BAMs, they respawn after you kill them right about every 3 hours. So you kill them, you come back 3 hours later, they should be respawning. I typically see them respawn maybe anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes before the 3-hour mark after I've killed them, or 15 to 20 minutes after the 3-hour mark I've killed them. But for the most part, they'll generally respawn within 5 minutes or so of the previous 3 hours when you killed them. So actually, if you can catch all 3 of the level 65s all at the same time on all 3 channels, and you've gotten them 9 times, which we're getting 2,000 points each, that's 18,000 points right there, and you saw how quick and easy they are to kill. You get a heck of a lot more points for those 3 as far as being able to kill them quickly than just killing a couple of these guys here for 2,500, each. When it comes to the level 68 world BAMs, you have Betsael and Nyxarras. Betsael and Nyxarras each have 3 channels for their region. On the what do you call that server? The consolidated server where it's Xbox and PlayStation players together. The crossplay server, that's what it's called. On the crossplay server, and of course the non-crossplay server, there's only 1 channel no matter where you go for whatever. So you have a lot more opportunities for killing if you hunt them on the crossplay server. And again, Linyphi, no, not Linyphi, Betsael and Nyxarras have 3 channels. The other 4 level 68 world BAMs have 2 channels each. So you still get an extra opportunity for each one to try to hunt them. Don't forget about channel. And if you're brand new to Tera, you don't know about channels. Someone actually had to explain this to me in a board one time. We are currently on channel 1. If you look in the bottom screen, you can see we're currently on channel 1. Now, a channel simply means another iteration of the world. for that region. Different regions actually have a different number of channels based on whether or not they're usually busy with a lot of players or if they're usually, not. So we're currently on channel 1. We can go to channel 2. And of course, Xbox, you can see the buttons. If you're on PlayStation, it'll tell you what buttons to use. So I'm switching over to channel 2. Alright, so I'm still in the same region I was. Everything looks pretty much the same. But when you go to another channel, the major monsters, the world bands, things like that, they spawn differently. So we may or may not, someone may have already killed Linyphi on channel 2. So we may not find Linyphi again. But a lot of times you can switch from, you can kill Linyphi on channel 1. This goes for any of the world bands or other major type monsters in the game. You go to channel 1. You either find them or you don't find them. So you go try channel 2. They may appear on channel 2, even though you just killed them on channel 1. I'm probably not going to get that lucky though, because that is one of the drawbacks to hunting world bands, the level 65s and the level 68s, for your hunting level experience, is the fact that a lot of other people are also out there hunting them. Some of those other people are hunting them for the hunting level experience because they want that Alpha Go title. 5 of my characters already have the Alpha Go title. And some of them, as you saw with the level 68 bands, I didn't really show that much in this video, but if you go look at the individual level 68 world band videos that I already have out there for Betsael and Divine Reaver and Linyphi and Snaggletooth and Nyxarras and Tempest Kanash, I've done each of them individually where I fight them. You can watch those videos if you want to see what their attack patterns are or any of that. But also at the end of each of those individual videos for the level 68 world bands, you get to see all of the enchanting materials that they drop. They drop a lot of enchanting materials. So there's a lot of people out there who are hunting them just for that reason, because they want the extra enchanting materials. And as I had recommended in my special video I just did, where I showed 3 of my characters all getting to level 60 life level loose cannon at the same time, and I already had 3 more, so now I have 6 of them. I mentioned that if you have more than one character and you're going, one's going to go for hunting level, the other's going to go for life level, I strongly recommend you go for the hunting level first, because that way you can gather a whole lot of extra enchanting materials from these level 68 world bands, and you'll have those enchanting materials available for your other character when they get ready to go for their level 60 life level to get the loose cannon title. Okay, so those were point values for each of the level 68 world bands that provide major enchanting drops and give you a lot of points, except Linyphi, who gives a lot less points than level 68 world, the other 5 level 68 world bands, or even the level 65 world bands. Don't know why. Again, I personally don't hunt Linyphi when I'm hunting just for hunting experience level points to get to the Alpha Go title. Now, of course, if you're hunting for enchanting materials, yes, hunt Linyphi, because Linyphi drops just as much enchanting materials as the other 5 do, so that's good. But Linyphi also doesn't even provide as many points as a single one of the level 65 world bands that I showed you, so that which are really, really quick and easy to kill. So whether or not you choose to hunt Linyphi as part of your hunting level 60 Alpha Go title experience is up to you. You may want to throw him in there in the mix. You may not. Whatever. But I did want to show you, at least for the level 68 and the level 65 specific 3 world bands, what kind of point values you can expect. And again, I am running Elite Gold, and I have the Hunter's level Experience 2 boost going, which doubles your points. So if you have Elite Gold but you're not using the Hunter's boost, You can probably expect to get about half those points, but that's fine. It'll just take you a little bit longer to get there. You know, no big deal. Plenty of time. Game's not going anywhere anytime soon. And I do want to show you, I've already shown you in the Tera store. I'll show you again real quickly, just in case. I'm just going to grab this real quick because it's ready. I'm in the wrong place. Tera store. If you want to get any of the special leveling boosts, like hunting level 60, you're going for hunting level 60 and you want hunting level experience boost, it's in consumables. It is the contents level booster 7 days package, and if you buy that package you get all 4 of those. Again, it's not necessary for you to buy. That will double your points for your experience, and you can see the hunter's experience right there is the one if you're going for hunter's level 60. Again, it's not necessary to buy anything. You don't have to buy anything. These will just help you get there a little faster. And sometimes the game will drop free versions of those for you. In fact, right now we have an accumulated daily login event. And once we get to day 21, that bonus will be a Hunter's Experience 1, which is good for 1 day. And you'll see the Hunting Experience 1 increases your hunting level experience by 1.5 times. Now, like I had recommended in the Life Level 60 video for the AlphaGo title, I'm sorry, for the Loose Cannon title, when you get these free kind of drops like this, if you're not currently working on your life level experience or your hunter's level experience or whatever you think you're planning on going for later, or maybe you're working on and off, when you get these, either drop them in your bank, just keep them in your inventory, save them up. So when you do get to that weekend, like if you're me and you got a serious career and you know you don't always have time to play games, you got real life friends who you like to go out and do things with, you know, your time is limited. But say like me, I don't work weekends, I work Monday to Friday, so I would probably say early Saturday morning, all right, let me pop this Hunter's Experience and do what I can do for today, you know. Get as many points as you can, because the whole point is maximizing your point value if you're trying to hurry up and get to level 60 quickly. And again, I already have 5 characters who are level 60 for hunting and already have the AlphaGo title. And again, those are all the different types of things you can hunt, events you can do to earn XP. And if you're not in a big hurry to get it, just do those things. Do one of them things a day. Do those things on the weekends if that's the only time you have. You don't have time during the week. And you will eventually get there to hunting level 60. You know, of course, I'm showing all the tips that I do, because typically for each of my 5 hunting level 60 characters that have the AlphaGo title, I was focused on just level 68 world bands and the level 65 world bands. I did not hunt Linyphi during those periods because he wasn't worth enough points. Each of those 5 took me about 3 weeks to get. I think most of them started around level 20, because typically just finishing up the game and doing quests and whatever to get to level 65, you're going to be somewhere around level 20, 22. So from that point, it took me about 3 weeks of very focused hunting on all of them to achieve level 60. And that's around work. You know, most of my time was focused during the weekend. In the evenings after work, I would do whatever I could for that few hours before I had to go to bed. And it took about 3 weeks for each of those 5. So it's a grind. But again, if you have these boosts going and you have figured out for yourself which things that you like to do, because if you don't want to hunt world bands, you don't like hunting them, or you just don't have the eye level yet to do it and you keep getting killed, you know, do some other stuff. But I personally recommend figuring out the point value of each thing you're looking at doing the same way I showed you how to do it. Simply because that's how I like to do it. I like to know what the point values are. So I know, okay, I'm at level 39 right now, and I need X number of points to get to level 40. That means I need to kill 2 more of the level 68 world BAMs. You know, I like doing it that way. You don't have to do it that way, but I did want to show you how to learn the point values, because the game does not tell you what the point values are. And again, the point values are going to be very different depending on if you don't have elite status. You know, you'll get less points than I did. And again, no big deal. It'll just take you a little bit longer. If you have elite silver, I don't think it gives you those bonuses. In fact, let's look. because it's additional contents level XP 50. And we do not have that additional contents level boost on silver. So if you don't have elite gold and you don't have the hunter's level experience boost, or you can't get your hands on one, you don't want to buy. You can also buy them through the trade broker. Check the trade broker. No, couldn't think of it. They're not tradable. I don't think. But forget the trade broker. You buy them through the store. So forget what I said about the trade broker, because I'm pretty sure these are not tradable. Yeah, non-tradable. So forget that. You can't get them through the trade broker. You can buy them here. But again, sometimes we'll have special events going where the game will drop free ones for you, and you'll have it to use. So. All right, and there we have it. Now, I have never personally used the Lithikumas near the bower as a means of working on my hunting level experience, but a lot of times in Global I'll see people asking what's the best way to get to hunting level 60, and some people recommend hunting these Lithikumas. Now, they're in the Cytheraphae region. For those of you who used to play Tera and then you quit, let's see. We're in the Sylvaneth region near Cytheraphae. Cytheraphae used to be a very low-level region, but still one of the most beautiful regions. I used to love going there, just hanging out, just killing time. But a lot of players were complaining they didn't have enough level 65 content, so they completely revamped this whole Sylvaneth area, and now all the bands and the regular monsters here are appropriate for level 65. And you can see that the Lithikumas, there are actually several things near Cytheraphae, normal monsters that you can fight, and the Feytouched Lithikumas are now one of the types of bands that you can fight in Cytheraphae as a level 65 to get a Vanguard request, get some Vanguard credits, some item experience points, and a bonus material box too. Those are just drops you can get. So if you used to play and you don't play and you didn't like the fact you didn't have enough level 65 content, you can now fight Lithikumas near the bower, normal monsters near the bower, normal monsters near Cytheraphae, and BAMs near Faglam, which includes the Argon birds and Berserk Arachnia. These are all appropriate to level 65. So if you're also going for some Vanguard achievements or whatever, it may be worth your while to go ahead and throw these guys in. But I'm getting ready to test the point values, because like I've been saying throughout the video, the point values are what you need to figure out when you're trying to get to hunting level 60 the fastest. You want to know how many hunting level experience points you're going to get for whatever it is you're killing, because the game doesn't tell you. And again, depending on what boosts you do or do not have active, you may have different points anyway. So you need to take all those things into consideration and try to check your point values based on what boosts you do or do not have running, and that you plan to have or do not have running, so that you can anticipate how many of what it's going to take you to get to the next level. Or if you don't like doing it that way, at least know which ones that you want to go hunt once in a while if you're taking your time and doing it. Okay, we're currently at hunting level 30. We currently have 3,150 points. It takes 10,941 to get to level 31. Again, that's an important number to know in case you go over into the next level, which I don't think is going to happen here. And I'm going to do the full Vanguard request. I'm not going to show it. I'll skip ahead. I'll just start and then end. Where is it? Okay, I need to kill 30 to get the Vanguard request. So I'm going to do the full Vanguard request. You're not going to see the whole thing, because that would just take too long for this video. I'm going to go ahead and get pumped. But I will show you the point values at the end so that you know whether or not these guys are actually even worth fighting if you're trying to get to hunting level 60 quickly. Alright, and so let the fun begin. Okay, as you can see to the counter to the right, so far I have killed 29 out of the 30 Kumasis. Goal is kill all 30 so we can get the Vanguard rewards. You can see I also accidentally killed a few normal monsters. That's just because those little saber-tooths come running up all the time and attack you, and you have no choice to kill a few. But if we go into our rules for hunting level, you can read through all that if you want, but it's mostly BAMs at level 65. You know, 1 to 64 might be a little, well, even 1 to 64 says BAMs, but dungeons, BAMs, that kind of thing. So those little guys shouldn't even be counting towards that. And you can see we have done some hunting level experience points, because I was actually curious whether each of these guys would count individually or if we would only get points at the end once we've completed all 30. But apparently you get, even if you just kill one, you're going to get some kind of points. You can do that math later. But first, I do want to go ahead and kill this guy here so that we can get to our 30, which was the goal. I just wanted to stop and take a moment and look at what we have done so far. Okay, now we finished our Vanguard request. We've killed 30 of the Kumasis here in Tera. We'll collect our rewards. I don't know if we'll get an extra bonus for getting that or not, but we're going to take a look at what the point values were, because like I said, I've never used these guys for getting my hunting levels up quickly, but I do see people recommend this method in the global when people are asking, hey, how do I get to level 60 hunting quickly? So we're still hunting level 30 like we were to begin with, and we now have 3,360 points. We began with 3,150 points. Okay, you saw we began with 3,150 points, and we now have 3,360 points. So we spent all this time killing all of these, and you can see my buffs up there. I think each one was good for like 30 minutes or something. I don't know, but we spent quite a bit of time to get a grand total of 210 points for 30 of these Kumasis. You know, if you want to break that down, 30, that's not even, God, that's not even 10 points per Kumasi. So if you want to use this method, you want to throw it in there, I would personally recommend throwing it in as a thing where you have hunted all the level 68 and level 65 world bands, and they're not available right now, and you're waiting a few hours till they're available again. Come here, throw this in as an extra. Or if your eye level is not high enough, or you're not in a big hurry, you don't care if you get, you know, level 60 hunting in a few months or a few years or whatever, you just want to have fun playing, then this might be one of those options for you. I should have moved. Hopefully he's not going to chase me because I'm not he's aggroed on me. Okay. But again, we got a grand total of 210 points for spending all that time fighting 30 of these guys. And he's going to fight me because he's a jerk. Let me just kill him, just get him out of the way. I didn't think to move out of the way, and did not plan for him respawning while standing and talking. Oh, I thought he was dead. I wasn't planning on fighting another one. I was just standing there doing my little video commentary thing, and he respawned. Now, okay, now I'm going to stand over here somewhere where no one's going to respawn. Pretty much done though. Again, I personally do not recommend fighting these Lithikumas if you're in a hurry to get to hunting level 60, because like I said, we just saw it. We got a grand total of only 210 points after fighting 30 of these guys. So, matter of fact, we just killed one. We were at 3,660 or 3,360 points. Now we're at 3,367 points, which means we got a grand total of 7 points for one Kumasi. Okay, 7 points, not quite as impressive as 2,000 points for each of the level 65 ones that I showed you that give you a lot of points, because they give 2,000 points each. And the level 68 World BAMs, 5 out of 6 of them give you 2,500 points each. And except for Linyphi, who only gives you 700 points each time. So personally, I don't even recommend fighting Linyphi if you're in a hurry to get to level 60. But do fight Linyphi if you're only going around collecting enchanting materials. Or if you're doing both, you need enchanting materials and you're going for level 60, go ahead and fight Linyphi because the enchanting materials are worth it. Personally, I don't recommend, if you're in a hurry to get to level 60 hunting, doing these guys, because that'll take you a really, really long time. But if you're not in a hurry, you're just wanting to play, have fun, maybe you're not ready to fight World BAMs yet, sure, go ahead and put it. Every point counts, you know, even if it's only 7 points. Hey, 7 points is 7 points for each one, you know, and then you do get your Vanguard requests done by killing 30 of them, you know, so the Vanguard points and all that, they're always nice to have. And you can get your 210 points, because 210 points is still 210 points. Okay, so there we have it. Those are the point values you will get with the Elite Gold boost and the Hunter's level 2 boost. You can see up there the golden arrowhead. You will get 7 points for each of these guys, 210 total if you do all 30 and get your Vanguard rewards. But again, if you don't have that Hunter's boost, but you do have Elite Gold, you can count on only getting half of those points, so 105 by the time you kill 30 of these. And if you don't have Elite Gold, it'll be even less than that. But I keep showing everyone how to calculate your point values. Check your points before you fight, check your points after you killed them, so that you know for yourself what you personally want to hunt to get yourself to hunting level 60. Because I'm showing you how I do it, and I'm giving you my tips for how I do it. Each of my 5 characters who has the Alpha Go title, because they're hunting level 60, when I was focused on doing just level 68 and 65 World BAMs, each of them took me about 3 weeks. Okay, so to me, I think that's the fastest, easiest way. It's level 68, level 65 World BAMs, but I'm showing you other options. And of course, you can always just look at your options here and pick any of them you want. On the right side, it will tell you what things are worth it. So there you have it. Those are your point values for hunting the Sealywood BAMs, in this case specifically the Kumasis. Okay, I am standing in front of the entrance to Sabex Armory, which is a dungeon some of you may be familiar with if you're already level 65, because you may have done it somewhere when you were level 60, 61, 62. Because when you get to this area here, you're near a Magwak trading post. That dungeon becomes available at level 60. And even though it is available at level 60, we go into instance matching, I believe. There we go. It is technically considered a 60 to 65 dungeon. And I'm telling you right now, if you're level 65 and you're wearing level 65 gear, you will tear through this thing like tissue. It's easy as heck to solo. Normally, when I'm leveling up, I have sometimes soloed it at level 60 because I am a solo player, so I don't like, really relying on 4 other people to carry me through stuff, But I do recommend, if you're going to solo Sabex Armory while you're leveling, wait till you're level 62 and put on level 62 gear and weapon, because then it becomes much easier to solo. But of course, again, we're level 65. All we're working on is our hunting level experience points. And I'm curious because I've never actually used this. I just want to see if we get any points for it. So this is Sabex. I'm going to write down my points like I always do because I've been showing you guys how to calculate the points you're going to get so you can determine for yourself, for your own game, which kind of things you want to fight, how often, and what you want to put into the mix. So we are currently at hunting level 50, or good Lord, 30. And we're starting out with 3,367 hunting experience points out of a grand total of 10,941 that it would take to make it to level 31. And I've shown you before why that number is important to have. And you see to the right, you can do dungeons, including solo dungeons. The only ones that don't count are listed at the bottom, but we're talking both of the Velix Sanctuaries, both of the Velix Holds, and Abscess Entrance Dungeon. None of those give any hunting level experience. So supposedly Sabex should, because it is technically a level 65 dungeon. And again, you can easily solo it. And if you're one of those people who likes to rely on 4 other people to carry you through stuff, you go in there with 5 of them. You know, it's up to you. I'm going to buff myself before I go in there. I probably don't even need the buffs. Depending on the length of time it takes me to get through here, I may just fast forward it in the final edit of the video. Or if I tear through it in like 4 or 5 minutes, then I may go ahead and just show the whole run. But we did write down our points so we know what we had. Again, this is a 5-person dungeon. Not always, sometimes. This one I don't know. No, but I'm going to go ahead and do it just to be on the safe side. Okay, we finished Sabex Armory. And we currently have, we're still hunting level 30. Currently have 4,117 hunting experience points. So we started with 3,367. So we did get some points for it. 4117 minus 3367. 0, 5, 7. And we got 750 hunting experience points for doing Sabex Armory by ourselves. It's a 5-person dungeon. It is technically 60 to 65, so we can still do it at level 65. But that was 750 points. And you saw we did that in only a few minutes. Earlier when I killed 30 of the Kumasis near Sathira Bay, that only gave me 210 points, and that took a lot longer to do. So I personally recommend Sabex Armory if you aren't hunting world bands, or either the level 65s or the level 68s. You know, if you can't take on the level 68s yet, and I've said this in other videos because I've done some of these little tips for each of the individual level 68 band videos that I have out there. If you don't know if your eye level is high enough, or your skill is high enough, or your glyphs are set up right, or whatever, to take on the level 68s, try to find Tempest Kanash first. Tempest Kanash is the easiest one of the 6 level 68 world bands to kill. And again, I have on this gamer tag at least 1 of every class. Across my 4 gamer tags, I have at least 2 of every class. I have fought these guys with every class. And I'm telling you right now, Tempest Kanash, easiest one to kill. So if you don't know if you're ready to take on level 68, try Tempest Kanash. If you can kill Tempest Kanash, go ahead and try some of the other ones. If you cannot kill Tempest Kanash, keep working on building up your eye level, playing around with your glyphs to see if you got them set up the best way for you, for your fighting style. Check your crystals on your weapon and your armor, all those kind of things. Keep upgrading your stuff until you're ready to fight those level 68s. And again, look for Tempest Kanash first. Try to kill him. If you can't kill him, he keeps killing you. Don't even bother with the other 5, because he is the easiest one to kill, regardless of your class. Okay, so that was Sabex Armory again, with Elite Gold giving us a boost, and with the Hunter's Experience Level 2, which is the gold arrowhead thing up in the tiny icons across the top of the screen. Sabex Armory gave us 750 experience points for hunting, which is actually more than Linyphi gave us, because we recall, even with these boosts going on, Linyphi only gave us 700 points. That's why I don't even bother hunting Linyphi when I'm getting one of my characters up to level 60 hunting. You know, I got 5 that have the Alpha title. I don't even bother with Linyphi. But if you are hunting for enchanting materials at the same time, or just enchanting materials, again, Linyphi's worth it. You can see all of those videos for each of the level 68 world BAMs. At the very end of each, I let you see all those enchanting material drops that they provide, which is a lot. So they are worth hunting at least for that. But that was Sabex Armory, 750 points with those boosts activated. Now I am standing in front of Macellarius Catacombs dungeon. I'm going to grab that just because it's ready. Which is located up here near the Tempest Outpost region, but you can always just go to any specialty merchant, not a regular merchant, but a specialty merchant, and get a teleport scroll to get you here. We are starting out with hunting level 30. We currently have 4,117 hunting experience points out of a total of 10,941 that we would need to get to level 31. Again, on the right side, you can see what your XP sources are. Dungeons do count. And because this is Macellarius Catacombs, it is technically level 63 to 65. So it's a level 65 dungeon. And it will count, it should count for points. I don't know, I haven't actually done it. I'm doing this as a test to try to give you other options. Now, if you're one of those people who likes to rely on other people to carry you through dungeons and stuff, go ahead and do your 3-person, 5-person, whatever. I'm a solo player, so I don't do multiplayer dungeons. But they should all give you points, and I've been showing you how to calculate your points because the game does not tell you how many hunting level experience points you're going to get for any of these items. So I'm showing you how to do them, where we have been writing down our points that we currently have first before we do a certain action. Once we've killed it or completed it, then we look at what our current points are, do the subtraction, and that way we know how many points we will get each time we do it, so that you, for your game personally, however you want to run it, you can figure out which dungeons you want to do, which BAMs you want to fight, which Vanguard requests you might want to do to get yourself to hunting level 60, whether you're in a big hurry to do it. Like I said, my 5 that are hunting level 60 who have the Alpha title, each of them took about 3 weeks just doing the level 65 and the level 68 BAMs that I've covered in this video, and I have special videos for them out there. So, but if you don't want to rush through it and do it in 3 weeks, again, just figure out what your points are, and that way you know which things you want to do over time, once in a while when you have the time available, because you may not be playing every day and not have time. So Macellarius Catacombs, since I am level 65 and I'm geared up pretty good, this should be pretty easy. Now, and we have currently have 6,992 experience points for hunting. And we started with 4,117. So do my little elementary school math here. That's a 5, that's a 8, that's a 1, that's a 7, that's a 9, that's a 1, that's a 8. Get out of town. Let me double check my math. $2,875 hunting experience. If I had known that earlier, I would have been using this as part of my speed leveling for my hunting, because did I do that right? Yeah, we started with 4,117. We now have 6,992. 2,875. So doing that few little minutes Macellarius Catacombs dungeon is actually worth more points than fighting any one of the level 68 world BAMs. I was not even aware of that. I hadn't tried this before. I'm actually just looking at things to experiment to give you guys ideas of what to throw into your rotation if you're trying to go for hunting level 60, whether you're trying to speed through it. Like I said, all 5 of my AlphaGo titled characters each got it in about 3 weeks, just doing the level 68 and level 65 world BAMs, except Linyphi, because Linyphi is worth so few points. Had I known that this quick little Macellarius Catacombs dungeon gave that many points, I would have been doing that as well, as many times a day as it would allow me to do it. So whether you're trying to speed through it in 3 weeks, like all my characters typically did it, or if you're just looking at ways to go and fight stuff and do dungeons every little once in a while, and you're taking your time getting there, either way, these are some of the ideas of things that you can do. I've already told you how I do it. I just focus on the level 65, level 68 world BAMs, but I'll leave Linyphi out of it because he's not worth nearly as many points. But now you also know the mathematical way of checking what things are going to give you what points, so you know for your own game how you want to do it and how to proceed with it. But those are all the tips I have for today. Again, I have 5 AlphaGo level 60 hunting characters. She's not one of them, but I had to use her for this video because the ones that already have level 60, we would not be able to see any of the experience points to figure out what experience points we get. She's life level 60, so she has the loose cannon title. As you can see, it doesn't show once you get to level 60 what any of the point values are, because there are no more points once you're max. So I used her for the hunting piece because the 5 that actually have the AlphaGo title, it wouldn't have shown any experience points, and we wouldn't have been able to figure out what experience points we can earn from what actions. And there are plenty of other things out there you can do, plenty of other monsters to fight, other Vanguard requests you can do, other dungeons you can do. And again, if you're not a solo player like me, you're okay with doing those multiplayer dungeons, which I do not do. Go do the same thing. Before you go into it with a group of 4 other people or 2 other people, whatever the heck it is, write down your hunting experience points and write down how many it'll take to get to the next level, so that way if you cross over into that next level, you subtract those 2 numbers first, what you had and what you needed, and then you add the number of points extra that you got into the next level. And that'll tell you exactly how many points you're going to get each time based on the boosts that you are or are not using for hunting level. Because again, I'm using Elite Gold, and I have that hunting boost level 2 up there, the gold arrowhead, and I've already shown you where to buy it in the store. Or again, sometimes the game will give you a free one. And like I said, once we get to level 20, or once we get to 21 days for the accumulated login event that we have going on right now, I'll get a free Hunter's Experience 1 that's good for 1 day, which will multiply my experience gain by 1.5. It doesn't do 2 times the way the one is that you buy from the store, but still an extra 50% on your hunting experience is a pretty impressive gain. And it'll get you there a little more quickly. And like I said, sometimes it'll drop like this for free from some of the events that are going on. So keep your eye on the events that are going on. And again, if you're not working on your hunting level experience points right now, and you pick that up out of this event, drop it in the bank, keep it in your inventory, do whatever you want to do, and then a weekend or a day off or whatever, when you actually do want to work on your hunting experience, pull those things out, activate them, and go have fun. So, until next time, happy hunting, everyone. I am adding this little extra piece to the very end of the video because I realized after doing the video that none of my characters that I have at the moment are going for their AlphaGo title, because I already have 5 who are level 60 hunting with the AlphaGo title, and I haven't been working on one recently, so I don't have one that I can go ahead and pop the level for you. And the others had been popped long before I even thought about doing YouTube videos. So I did happen to think on a couple of my characters to record the Xbox recording and upload it when they got their hunting level 60. So what I'm going to show you now is my Sorceress when she got her hunting level 60 AlphaGo title. Just so you can see her pop the achievement, or not the achievement, the feat that is called RUAI. You can see the banner go across the top that says she achieved hunting level 60. And then you can also see all the rewards that she gets through partial posts, which you're actually looking at right now. And then you get to see her actually activate the title and put it on. And then as soon as that little clip is over, that will be the end of the video. And happy hunting, everyone.